So what you want to know about Iran is the visa. In order to visit Iran, you'll need a tourist visa, and this has gotten a lot easier now since they introduced visa on arrivals back in the year 2016. Citizens of 180 countries can now apply for visa on demand of 30 days at most international airports in Iran. However, if you are from Canada, the UK, or the United States, you need to join a guided tour to visit Iran. So yeah, you can't just go as a solo traveler. Your tour company will sort out the visa on all that for you. And number 9, you gotta know about the female dress code. Iran is an Islamic country, and as such, you need to follow the Islamic dress codes. Women need to cover their arms, their legs, and their head. Leggings or tight jeans are okay as long as your top is long and covers your bottom. And when you're wearing pants, you need to be covered down to your ankles. Regardless of if you're Muslim or not, carry a headscarf with you. There's also the male dress code. So one thing you gotta know is that men are not allowed to wear shorts in public. So you gotta bring some long pants with you. T-shirts are fine though to wear in public, and if you do wear something inappropriate, yeah, you may get some angry stares from locals of the older generation, but usually a friendly citizen may just point it out to you and offer recommendations of clothing options that would be better suited for Iran's socio-political and religious environment. Number 7. No handshakes between sexes. Knowing this will help you avoid a lot of misunderstandings. If you're a man, you shouldn't shake hands with a woman, and if you're a woman, you shouldn't shake hands with a man. Handshaking is only between men to men and women to women, especially if you're in public. Even if you're related to them or they're like your bestest friend forever, try to avoid that in public, please. It'll make your experience a whole lot more smooth. Alcohol being illegal comes in at number 6. So if partying and drinking are in your travel plans, you may have to park them for a little bit when you go visit Iran. However, it is possible to find alcohol in Iran. Like, people still, you know, but it definitely is 100% illegal, so if you get caught, you could face some legal penalties, so yeah, stay away from that. Also, very important, Friday is the weekend. Iran follows Islamic rules and the Islamic calendar, so the weekend in Iran is Friday, meaning that some offices are open up until Thursday evening, some of them close as early as Thursday afternoon, like some government offices. And Tehran, the capital, on Friday, some shops will be open, but not all. Number 4, let's talk about cash and money. When you go to Iran, bring cash, okay? Since none of the ATMs in the entire country will accept any foreign credit cards or debit cards. This is due to the embargo. Now, the US dollar is best throughout Iran, but euros and British pounds are also accepted in the capital, Tehran. Tourists can also get what is called a mah card, where you can load it with money and also use it like a normal ATM card. It works just like a regular debit card. You know, you can order one on the mah card website, and they'll deliver it straight to your hotel in Tehran. That's pretty awesome. You can also load more funds to it anytime through their online system. So that's really convenient, especially for people that don't necessarily want to carry a lot of cash around with them. A big one to know in Iran is to be aware of the tariff. Tariff is a rule of etiquette and a widely practiced code of courtesy among Iranians. Tariff involves a person insisting on doing someone a favor and the other person repeatedly refusing that favor. So for example, if you're invited over to somebody's house and just to be nice, they're gonna say, oh, spend the night, it's late, I have an extra bed upstairs, spend the night. You're supposed to be like, no, next time I'll stay. And next time probably never happens. But yeah, you're not supposed to say yes. It's done just out of courtesy, it's part of the culture, and your typical response is to be like, okay, you know, thank you so much for offering, thank you so much, but you know, I gotta get going, I got an early morning, I don't want to inconvenience it, you know, all that polite stuff. Just be polite, but you gotta decline what they're offering. And I just gotta clarify, this is not every single case where someone tries to do something nice for you. However, this is a prevailing practice in the country. Iranians will admit this, I'm not just making this up. Number 2, driving in Iran. Driving in Iran could be very challenging for foreigners. You know, traffic, you know, the huge number of motorcycles, as well as pedestrians, all on the streets. You gotta be extra careful out there. As with most countries, all freeways, highways, and country roads and city roads have speed limits. So there's thousands of police cameras and police vehicles just roaming around waiting for someone to break one of these rules. You'll get hit with a fine, maybe your vehicle will get confiscated if you're not careful. So to avoid all of that from happening, you gotta keep in mind the speed limits, which is normally between 50 kilometers and 80 kilometers in the cities, and between 80 kilometers to 120 kilometers on freeways, highways, as well as country roads. People drive on the right side of the road, and if they need to pass a vehicle, that's done on the left side. There are also many speed bumps to look out for. And for driving in Iran, you'll just need an international driving license, and of course a decent car which you can rent when you're in the country. But if driving in a foreign country isn't your thing at all, Iran has their own version of Uber called Snap that you can download and use, and it makes a whole lot more sense now to get that Iranian SIM card, and I'll just be talking about that coming up next. Number one, we have getting a local Iranian SIM card. That is the best option. You can buy a local Iranian SIM card in Iran as a traveler, and it's highly recommended. It works out way cheaper than using your own country's SIM card, and this way you can call hotels, you can make reservations, use apps like WhatsApp, as well as you can download and use the Uber alternative that I mentioned called Snap anytime you want. And also, having an Iranian SIM card allows you to make international calls to friends and family. I even saw one person, he's saying that he got like 5 gigabytes of data and he can make unlimited international calling for like $10 US. 100% worth it. So starting off at number 10, we have alcohol. Alcohol, yeah, that's illegal in Iran. And you know, this may be a surprising thing for tourists because alcohol consumption is such a common thing in majority of societies in our world. However, it's been forbidden for Muslims in Iran since the year 1979 when the revolution happened and it was instituted by the government. Now in Islam, whatever harms a human being is prohibited, and alcohol consumption as well as any form of intoxicant is not allowed to be produced or consumed. However, despite the ban on alcohol for Muslims, non-Muslims are permitted to produce alcohol for their consumption, but in a limited way. And alcohol is just one thing that's banned from being sold and produced and distributed in Iran. But I'm gonna get into some other things. Number 9, we have public dancing. So is dancing really illegal in Iran? Yeah, although dancing has been a part of Persian history and tradition, Islamic law in Iran says public dancing is illegal. Now on top of that, there's strict dance laws that are based on individuals' gender, and women are not allowed to dance in the presence of men not being their immediate family members. Even making videos including Iranian women who are dancing and sharing it on the internet is also seen as a crime. There's also certain music that's illegal. And now this is determined by the marja, meaning the source to follow or religious reference, and that's a title given to the highest level of Usuli Shia authority. Muslims believe some musical sounds and instruments are harmful to the soul, especially music that is made to be performed with dancing. So Iran's official media has been forbidden to broadcast these kinds of music and music videos. No. You're not gonna find that in Iran. Now here's another surprising one, dog walking. So in many countries, having a dog is just common, and it's probably one of the most popular pets for people to have. Although Iranian people know that the government has made keeping dogs illegal in Iran, you can still see dogs roaming down the street. However, the thing to keep in mind is that keeping dogs at home and walking dogs in public places are forbidden, and it's actually punishable. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Maybe you just want to keep those dogs out in the wild. Get another pet, Persian cats. Those are cute. Zumba is also illegal. So similar to number 9, the government considers Zumba illegal in Iran. Zumba is a type of aerobic exercise that mixes dance movements into it. Zumba classes have been banned in all shapes and form in Iran since 2017, and the government's authority declares Zumba classes as contrary to Islamic ideology. Halfway to number 5, we have tattoos. Now, why are tattoos illegal in Iran? Well, most Iranians Iranians consider tattooing as an anti-value act based on their culture. However, it's only forbidden in particular conditions. So tattoos which contain obscene or any form of offensive or nasty imagery on certain visible parts of the body like your face, your hands, your arms, it's actually illegal and a punishable offense. VPNs come in at number 4, and that stands for virtual private networks. So virtual private networks pretty much unblock content and improve privacy. So they have become increasingly popular around the world. And in Iran, signing up with a VPN provider registered and approved by the government is actually 100% legal. However, the main reason that people use VPNs anyways is to access websites that are blocked by the government. So chances are that the VPNs that they use anyways will be ones that are illegal. Then next up we have neckties at number 3. Publicly wearing neckties is effectively banned in Iran. Now there's no written law against wearing ties, but they are looked down on under Iran's strict Islamic dress code. Shop owners, they tend to sell them under the counter though. And the former president of Iran, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, he angered senior clerics in 2010 when he said it was acceptable for men to wear ties. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, he wore open-necked shirts, and Ayatollah Ahmad Khatami claimed at the time that the supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei had issued a fatwa or a religious edict against wearing straight ties or bow ties. So the whole bunch of controversy and stuff happening with the ties, so just don't wear it, I guess. Ponytails, it's also something that is banned. So Iran's cultural ministry in 2010 published a list of approved hairstyles in order to get rid of Western hairstyles that are influencing the country. So ponytails, mullets, and other long hairstyles all got clamped down on. However, the 1980s style Elvis, that Elvis pompadour style, that's 100% accepted in the country. There's literally like a whole list of hairstyles. Like you can actually check this out to see what's legal and what's not. And finally, number 1, we have public affection. Any touching between men and women who are not family members is absolutely forbidden. Even a handshake can actually be punishable and is called an illegitimate sexual relationship short of adultery. And this is what a woman by the name of Atina Fargandani, who was 20 at the time, found out. Atina Fargandani was sentenced to 12.5 years in jail for drawing a political cartoon and was then charged with indecency for shaking her lawyer's hand when he came to visit her in jail. However though, she was freed 1 year later.